Hey there guys, it is Natural Nadine here, and in today's video I'm going to be answering a few frequently asked questions that I'm always getting, and I just feel like I'm always getting kind of like similar questions from, you know, all of you guys. So I thought to do this video and just answer all the frequent questions that I get. If you've got any other questions that I haven't covered in this video, put them in the comments below, and if I got enough questions for like another video, then I'll make like a part 2. So guys, without me rambling on, let's get into the video. So the first question I always get is, how often do I straighten my hair? And long story short, I straighten my hair once every 3 weeks on average. Sometimes it's longer, it's rarely ever shorter. I tend to not want to put heat in my hair more often than that, so yeah, on average I straighten my hair once every 3 weeks. That's what I found works for me. I can stretch my hair that long. I've made a video about why I don't quite stretch to 4 weeks, and that's mainly based on my scalp health. It's mainly based on my scalp getting irritated. At most I might like touch up my edges or touch up my roots, especially during summer. I feel like I've been touching up my roots a lot when I go out, mainly my edges. Like I will just go over them with like a hot comb. That's kind of like the most touching up that I do in between kind of like wash days. Question 2 I always get, especially now that we are in summer: how do I keep my hair straight in the summer? Now, last year when I was a straight haired natural, I will be so real guys, summer was a nightmare. My hair was always poofing up, especially when it was hot. If I went somewhere and I was dancing and I was sweating, if I was outside, if it was raining, and my hair would just constantly revert back. So the only foolproof way that I have managed to keep my hair straight this summer is by doing a keratin treatment. If you're not familiar with a keratin treatment, it basically forms like a coating of keratin on the surface of your hair. It's temporary, and it basically keeps your hair from reverting back. I'll even get too into the keratin treatments here, but that is pretty much the only foolproof way that I found of maintaining my hair in summer and in humid weather and keeping my hair straight. I follow a lot of Dominican and Brazilian straight hair naturals, because being a straight hair they are like the queens of being straight hair naturals. Like a lot of the black girlies there that have managed to maintain their hair straight, and they all do keratin and silicone treatments, and obviously it's really hot in Dominica and in Brazil. So honestly, doing a keratin treatment has been the best thing ever. It's really helped with just keeping my hair straight and overall putting less heat on my hair. It's definitely been the best decision that I've made as a straight hair natural. Question 3, do I still use apple cider vinegar rinses? Now, if you're not familiar, I was raving about apple cider vinegar rinses because they have so many benefits. I mean, just a quick Google search, you will see how many different benefits that apple cider vinegar has on your hair when it's mixed with water. One of the main reasons I used to use it was to lower the pH of my hair after I've used kind of like all my products, as well as it used to literally define my curls so well. If I wanted to have a good wash and go, I always used apple cider vinegar rinses, and just the overall health of my hair, they were really a game changer when I was a curly haired natural. So I guess you can probably tell the answer is no, I don't do apple cider vinegar rinses anymore. 2 reasons for that. One being that I do keratin treatments now, so there's already like a coating on my hair, so I don't typically need to seal my hair cuticle in the same way that I did when I didn't have any kind of chemicals in my hair. And number 2 is that I now exclusively only use low pH products. So before, when I was a curly haired natural, I would switch it up with different brands. I would use some drugstore brands such as Shea Moisture, Cantu, those types of things. They tend to have higher pH products, which were okay. There's nothing technically wrong with using high pH products, they're just not my hair's preference, and it's not the hair's optimum pH. So you'll find that more like drugstore brands will have higher pHs, so that apple cider vinegar rinse really helped to get my pH back to where it's supposed to be. But no, I don't do apple cider vinegar rinses anymore because I don't find the need. But if you're still a curly haired natural and they work for you, like, keep on going at it. Next question I get, and I'm just kind of gonna pretty much summarize this, is which hair growth remedies do I still use? Oh my gosh, what is that? Sorry about that. So like most naturalistas, I've tried lots of different hair growth remedies. I've tried rice water, I've tried clove oil, I've tried just all sorts of hair growth remedies. Even though a lot of those remedies I did like, I really liked rice water, especially when I was a curly haired natural. I loved clove water and clove oil, but I have scaled back my hair growth remedies. I literally only use one, which is my own DIY oil mixture that contains rosemary, jojoba and just other bits and bobs, and I do scalp massages and that's it. Mainly because now that I'm a straight haired natural, I can't experiment with stuff as much. Like when I was wearing my hair curly, I could do scalp massages like 2-3 times a week. Now I can't, because my hair would literally end up being like a grease ball, and I'm pretty sure someone's already commented on my videos about how my hair always looks greasy. And it's because I just love oil in my hair, okay? So that is my main hair growth remedy, is oil in my scalp. That's pretty much it. So the next question I always get is, how often do I deep condition, and do I deep condition with heat? The answer is every single wash day, so roughly every 3 weeks, which is not as often as I would like. When I was a curly haired natural, I would deep condition weekly on a schedule, regularly. But yeah, obviously because I don't wash my hair as often, I don't deep condition as often, so when I do make sure I give my hair the extra TLC. So yeah, I deep condition every single wash day, and I use heat every single wash day. I showed this in my wash day routine video. I have a heat cap which I swear by. It just makes deep conditioning with heat so much easier. Like, it's literally not effort. You just put the heat cap on, you turn it on, you watch TV, you go about your day. For me personally, especially because I don't deep condition as often, that's the least I can do for my hair, is give myself a nice little heat cap treatment and just really make sure that that deep conditioner is penetrating into my hair. I'd just never bother deep conditioning without heat. At the very least, put a shower cap on. Like, at the very least. Next question is, how often do I trim my hair? So this answer has changed a lot since I'm now a straight haired natural. So in terms of dusting my ends, when I say dusting, I mean literally taking off like let's say if I was to take off like this little bit at the end here, I pretty much do that once every 2 months, once every 6 weeks to 2 months, depending on how scraggly my ends are looking. In terms of an actual haircut, I will do that once every 6 months. So that pretty much answers that. When I had my hair curly, I would literally trim my hair, I would literally cut my hair twice a year. That was it. No dusting in between, no trimming, because for me personally, to cut and trim my hair needs to be straight, and I didn't straighten my hair as often back then, so I would just do it when I straightened my hair, which was about twice a year. I know you can get curly cuts and things like that, but you don't really know the extent of the damage that you've got in your hair until you straighten it. That's why exactly when I became a straight hair natural, I had to big chop. I literally had to big chop, because I had so many single strand knots and other things that I couldn't see when my hair was curly, that when my hair was now straight all the time, it became very apparent. Next question, which I always get, is how do I avoid heat damage? And the honest answer to that is I don't. Like, I really wish I could come on here and tell you guys a foolproof way of how you can be a straight haired natural and maintain your curls, and I think there might be a way. I just didn't attempt to do that because honestly I didn't really care to keep my curls, if that makes sense, because I knew I wanted to be a straight haired natural. I'd done the curly hair thing. I was just like, you know, not maintaining my curls, and if I ever feel like I want to go curly again, I'll just grow out my curls again. But yeah, I didn't really try to maintain my curls. The main reason for that is because I knew it was going to be conflicting to have curly, coily, kinky hair and want to be a straight hair natural because of things like reverting and stuff like that. Now I don't struggle with that because I don't have any curls, so like when I wet my hair it stays straight. If you guys have watched my wash day, you'll see that when the roots, the ends, it's all straight. It's only kind of coils up at the roots, which is kind of like new fresh hair that hasn't yet been, you know. I don't try to avoid heat damage, but the reason why I also feel like my hair is actually in a healthier state than it was when I wore my hair curly is because there's different types of damage, right? So I might not have a curl pattern anymore, but my hair is as long as it's ever been. My hair is as full as it's ever been, and I've got the least amount of split ends as I ever have. When I was wearing my hair curly, I did a lot of wash and goes because I love wash and goes. I was a wash and go girly, even though it's kind of common knowledge that wash and goes aren't the healthiest style to rock for your hair. But guys, if you're not new here, you guys know I like to enjoy my hair, okay? I'm not that girl who's gonna put my hair in a protective style for half the year just to gain some length, because I just think, what's the point of having the hair if I'm not gonna get to enjoy it, man? You know what I mean? So yeah, I've always been somebody who does whatever style I want. So I used to wear wash and goes a lot, which of course led to a different type of damage. Like I said, I had to big chop because I had so many single strand knots, so many split ends that were like up to like mid shaft, like really high up. Looking back, I would say my hair is a lot healthier now than it was when I had it like natural, even though it's damaged, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that answered that question, but yeah. Last frequently asked question that I always get is, how do I preserve my silk press when I'm working out? So this kind of goes part and parcel with how I mentioned earlier that I have a keratin treatment. So because I have a keratin treatment, my hair typically doesn't tend to revert back by just a little bit of sweat. In fact, like I said, it doesn't revert back at all, but a little bit of sweat, it doesn't really harm my silk press as much. However, so when it's been about 2 months since I've done one, I do find that my roots start to revert. And the way I overcome kind of sweating and working out heavily, I also swim and I go to the sauna and I go to the steam room. So I am like doing everything, and I don't let my hair stop me from doing any of those things. So when I'm working out, two bantu knots and tie them up really tight, like stretch your hair basically. What that's gonna do is give your hair a little bit of tension, so when your hair gets wet from the sweat, it doesn't start to revert back, it stays taut. And then the biggest hack for that is then when you finish your workout, make sure your hair is completely dry before you take those bantu knots down, because if you take those bantu knots out whilst your hair's still wet and sweaty, that's when that tension disappears, and that's when it's going to start to revert back. So the main key is having tension on your hair that's going to keep it taut, and then having your hair dry. So whatever style works for you to do that, then do that style. For me it's 2, for some people it's 4. In terms of swimming, guys, this has been trial and error. The first time I went swimming on a fresh silk press, big mistake. I thought cap was gonna have me. It didn't have me. I ruined a fresh silk press going swimming. I have since learnt that if you wear a silk scarf, then first swimming cap, then a headband, then a shower cap, then another swimming cap on top, your hair won't get wet. And then when it comes to going in the sauna, I can go in the sauna just on a regular day because the sauna is dry heat. The only thing I can't do is go in the steam room until I'm closer to my wash day. So I'll typically go in the steam room when it's like a week, when I'm in that week stretch of like I'm gonna wash my hair soon, because of the condensation and everything. So yeah, that's how I keep my hair, you know, going in between wash days and not letting my hair ruin me going to the gym and my fitness life, and being able to go into the sauna, the steam room and everything like that, because I'm really a soft life babes when it comes to that. So guys, that is pretty much it for my frequently asked questions. I think I've covered the questions I get the most. Like I said, if I've missed anything, hit me up in the comments below and let me know if you have any other questions, and maybe I'll do a part 2. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.